Yeah, right, we've not done a video before. Right. We're new to this. Right, you'll get the hang of it in a minute. Right, because we haven't done a video before, fuck me, Pink, right, have we done a video before? We have, right, we've done loads of videos before. What we're going to do another base video. We tried to do it in, I was hoping for 5 minutes last time, it took 20 and it was a proper gang mess up. For choice of better words. Anyway, we feel we've got us act together better. So whether you go concrete base, whether you go ground screws or whether you go threaded bar, I am not here to tell you what to do, but just what we do. We use these ground threaded bars. So we dig a hole 600 deep, it's approximately 200 wide. John will then go around, he'll get them all concrete and dead plumb, which should aid this timber going on. The timber is 4x3, it's a wall plate, it's treated timber, so it's good quality, it's good for the base, it ain't going to rot away because we've got airflow under as well. We use these steel shoes then as well. It's a channel, it's 50mm high, it's 100mm wide and it's 5mm thick. The rods are galvanised, the two nuts there are locked off. John's gone round the laser level and he's locked them off. John has got his full kit on and he's ready to go. What Jen's going to do then, a guy called Ronnie made us this and that. John, get your bar out. He made us that, basically. That'll sit there like that. It's got a little hole. Jen will then put a Sharpie in there and that will tell me where to drill. And he also made that for winding down the nuts. It's stainless steel and it's a quality bit of kit. Right, so that's your perimeter, your base, your front, your middle and your sides. We're going to chainsaw them out as we always tend to do. We will go down the road of using a Forstner bit eventually, I'd imagine. Yeah. No, it's fine. Like I said before, it took us 20 minutes and I thought it would take 5, so we're ready to go and we're going to see. It's just a bit of fun, yeah. Right, so we're off. So what I'm going to do, she's marking up the holes there. I will then go around with this 25mm spade bit. It's a speed bit, it's dead fast, and we use this Milwaukee. We've actually bought this drill for it. It's the one with the red ring on, it's high power and it's a brilliant bit of kit. So what I'll do then, I'll drill the holes. Jen, I can't see them at all on this one. Right, okay, we're good.
Can you see it?
Yeah, it's out there. Hope it is. Whoop, fail. What the hell? Oh, I'm going to widen the hole out. Jen, I can't see him. I need a definite hole, yeah?
My pen starts working now.
Does it not work at the beginning? Does it need waking up? Very much like yourself. The drill bit's 25mm and I'm just going to make the hole a bit bigger at the bottom so it goes on a little bit easier. Are you going to roll it and deburr it while I get chainsaw? Or are you just going to let me chainsaw it first?
Whatever. I'll start with airing it and then if you get here I'll move.
Jen, I'll need somebody on both ends of this timber.
Quick.
Gotta get all dust back
Go, we need to go, Mark.
Get that on, and don't worry about marking it. I've got chainsaw to do yet.
Go track threshold, Brandon. Right, your side needs to come down, Your side.
Down, down. You sit your shoes down.
Get the shoes on the front for him. Need somebody to hold that for me. Straight front of the saw. Straight over. Jen, watch that timber that way. Move your timber. John, help us get this on. Hold on, Sam, not down. Dropped your hand then, didn't you? Yeah. Mark up, Jen.
Give it a good old jump on.
Oh, who's done this? You marked?
Yeah.
Leave it there, on there, on there. Leave it there. Jen, get the trestles for me so it's higher. Yeah, I'm good, John.
Get the burgle.
Come on, Brandon, straight down, mate. Sit right down there. Send it down, Brendan. Bring trestles over here, Jen. Timber, timber! Down! Get your shoes right! Mark it! Oh! Go on, mark it, mark it, mark it! Sorry, my mistake. Jen, get your Sharpie. Yeah. Mark the timber 1 inch onto the side timber. So it won't be able to go down unless I cut it. No, I'm going to cut it 1 inch on top of the timber, yeah? You know what I mean? I'll have a look. Other end now. Other end. That's it, same, Jen. Just in front of the rod. Lift it up. 25 minutes, 54 seconds. But to be fair, it's twice the size of the last one, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Things that went wrong. Extension lead wasn't long enough. We had to stretch it right down the garden. Bandsaw band stopped banding. John had not been trained how to use the Ronnie bar. But that's it. So basically, you've got your perimeter, you've got your centre. That will take the bounce out of the floor. We will now infill them with 4x2 green treated. They're 100mm by 50mm. They're pressure treated as well. So what we'll do, somebody will start at one end and they'll go 400 and work their way down, and then somebody will go 200 because the joist hangers will overlap each other. But I'll show you that as we go along as well. We're going to have some breakfast now, I think. Is it time? Right, the 4x2s. So they then create the base for our insulation. We spread them at 400 spacing, which allows us to get 6 pieces. What's up with you? Which allows us to get 6 pieces of insulation, which is most economical. So the 4x2, we sit them on the joist hanger where they fall on a metal shoe. What we do then, we notch them out and we stick in some 250mm screws through there, which will suffice. I know a lot of you guys have done away with the metal shoes and using a square plate washer, which also does away with the fact that you've got a notch out there as well. Each to their own. You do that and I'll do that. Thank you. Right, so joist hangers. So in the build pack it says you want 100 by 50 timber, which is a 4x2. These have come, they are 100, but they're not 50 there. You can see the joist hanger is slack on that, but it's not the end of the world. Sometimes they come in the 50 and sometimes they are not. So I'll just show you what I'm going to do with their little twist nails. Can you see them, Davey? Yeah, that's what we're fixing them with. So I'll get that in there. I will invest in a PPN gun. It's just at the moment the nails are a ridiculous price. So that's nice and tight round there. So what I'm going to do now, you see that it's loose round there, David. So I'm just going to bend that round so it fits better.
Once you get 2 nails in that side.
And again, I'm going to do exactly the same on the other end. We get the shoe, you can see there's a little recess in it there. But what you want that part flush with that, so you need to step it back that little bit. If you're watching this and you think I've come here for the camper build, then I should be on that this weekend and we should slow down the pace almost to a rewind. If Davey looks there as well, Jen's already put roofing battens underneath. What will happen with them is they will be fixed at 100, 1100 and then in the space, and that will support the insulation and stop the insulation from dropping down onto the floor, which of course you don't want because then you've lost your thermal floor. Right, so I've already marked 400 space in there. Now I'm going to pop this in. I'm just going to show you how to knock these over. Jen, have you got your claw hammer as well? So we've opted for, or certainly me and John have opted for framing hammers, which have got the straight claw, which will allow you to bend this over there, Jen. I'm going to try and bend it over with that one on the other side. Right, David, so obviously that wants to bend down. It can't bend down because of that little piece there. So the straight claw allows you just to puncture it, split it, flatten it. Once you've got a first little bite in it, then it'll go over lovely. But what you need to do is make sure that that is completely, well, certainly as flat as you can get, which will stop, if it's not flat rather, your flooring's going to stick up quite a bit. So what you want to do is get all your top nails in, and then on the side, just pop one in there as well. Just pop it at an angle because it's right near the edge, and then on the side, you're just going to bend it over. One nail will be fine in there. And then that will stop that from catching on the, oh you bugger, that will stop that from catching on the OSB when that comes down. Right, we'll try this side now. I'll try it. I don't think we've tried before, have we? Where's my hammer gone? There it is. Right, so we'll have a go at bending this over, because a framing hammer isn't a standard hammer. Most of you will have a regular claw hammer like that. You can actually use nips. Throw those nips over, will you, Jen, please? But then again, that's another tool that you're going to end up buying. So what you could do is nip it like that, which will then allow you to bend it over quite easily and flatten it. So that's one option. Obviously another tool. We've not tried it with this one before, so it doesn't quite puncture it, but you see there, look, Davey, it's not split it the way I wanted it to, but all it requires then is a bit of power and it will sink it in. So that's it. 2 joist hangers, a bit of 4x2, and that creates your base work. Like I said, we notch out there if we hit the shoe. You don't have to use the shoe if you're following this. You don't have to use rods. You can use concrete pad if you want. We'll get the 250 screws in there then, and you can also see, if Davey walks down there, you'll see how we've staggered them. So the first bay was started at 400 on the side I'm on, and then the back side where John is there, it was started at 200. So what's happened then is we've missed each other all the way down, because what we don't want is a double. So if we'd both gone 400, then there'd be another one there, and you'd have a double joist hanger there, which would then create a lump there, which we don't want. So that's why we've split them. What we'll do now, we'll fix the slate battens underneath as well, which will support the insulation, which John is cutting. John, just show me how you scribe that one more time, mate. So what he's done, he's cutting them at 400, so no, he's just coming round now. Just let him come round. So he's locked his finger at 400 there, so the tape can't move, and he's using the end of the tape to gouge a line into the foil on the PIR. What he'll do then, he'll overhang it and he'll whip it off with a handsaw. The idea behind this is to try and keep the cut as straight as possible, the blade, so it's not on the bevel like that, because obviously you want the insulation to go in nice. It's a bit of a talent really, isn't it? You're not going to get this first time if you've only just started, but don't worry about it. A bit of expanding foam in your gaps and you'll be all good. So I'll just show you there. You can see John's drifted off like a right. It's obviously.
I can't get comfortable because I'm frosting, can't I?
There's always an excuse. Yeah, look, that's what he did earlier anyway. So. Right, so they're the bays. As soon as we've finished this now, we'll jump on the insulation. I'll show you how we put the insulation in, and that's almost your base coming to an end. I think, what time is it now, Jen?
11:15.
We'll get the floor down as well today, no problem at all. So we'll show you that going down as well. Yes, David. So there's the bay. It's 400 internal spacing, which, as I've said before, gives you 6 pieces of insulation, which is obviously beneficial because it's really expensive. And the 22mm Lega flooring will fly over that, no problem. Also with a joint in the gap, no problem at all. Right, so we need to stop our insulation from falling through and landing on the floor. And regardless of what you've read or heard, mice do not make a meal out of insulation, neither do rats. They don't eat it for a living. That just doesn't happen. It's behind you. It's near you, eh? Right, so that doesn't happen. So no mouse is going to come up there and decide he's just walked into a gourmet restaurant and eat all your insulation. So I wouldn't even worry about that. Right, batten, it's under there. It's spiked through. So what I've used IM 350. I'll talk about the gun in a minute. And I've spiked it through, which means I'll use this screw to demonstrate. I've sent it through at an angle like that, which then has held the batten there, which then stops the insulation from falling through. And you can walk on it as well, as long as you're not overly heavy. Right, if you haven't got a gun, you can also use screws. So I'll just show you again. You see the angle there, John?
Yeah, I know, perfect. Yeah.
And then I'm going to get this slate batten roughly where I want it. I'll talk about the spacing in a minute. So that's now spiked that to that. The reason why it's there, right, insulation is 1200 wide. So 1200 comes to there. So I've set one at about 100, 150, and one there is about 1100 as well. So that'll support that insulation, as long as you're not stupid and walk in the middle, yeah? So that'll support it and it won't fall down. The other one there is because 1200 will come to there. That will be a little cut. I'll put another batten in the middle there. And because it's square and it's 100mm thick, it can't actually tilt out. That will support that as well. So IM 350 Plus, there is absolutely loads of these on Marketplace always. If you get one, go around, make sure it fires. If you have trouble with it, it's easy to service as well. If you can get a good one, how much you reckon, John? 250 for a second-hand one. About 250 quid. Use it on your build. You will sell it for probably the same money you bought it. These like always keep around that value, don't they, really, I think, John, yeah? About 250 for a decent one. Right, so that's 250 for that. The second fix will probably cost you the same, so you're looking at £500. You will probably be able to resell them if you're just buying them to build one of these with, or you can go down the pneumatic road, which me and John did. We had air compressor before, didn't we, John? And we had, it was a Makita, no, yeah, it was a Makita first fix nail gun, wasn't it? Makita compressor. And then we had a Silverline second fix gun, didn't we? Which were brilliant, and it were literally 20 quid or something from Tool Station. So you can buy a first fix for £100. So by the time you've bought your compressor and everything, you're probably looking at the same price, but they're brand new and you'll have a warranty on them. So that's a decision you'll want to make. But again, I'm just going to hold it up like that, and I'm going to spike it through, work my way down, make sure that I'm somewhere near my 1100 mark. Again, exactly the same thing with the screw gun. Right, so this base is 6 metres long. The slate battens are 4.8, so what Jen's done there, she's cut an extra little piece. And what we'll do, we'll just sit that next to that one like that, John, yeah? Yeah, and fix it, and that will support that. So once I've got them other battens in, that will then let me and John start doing the insulation, and I'll show you us cutting that as well. Well, right. They've probably cleared it all away, John. Right, so the insulation's gone in. Any gaps we've filled with expanding foam. What they're doing now, they're going to fix the 22mm protect down. It's got a plastic, it's not, I don't know if it is a plastic coating, it's got like a coating on it. It's weatherproof. It'll last up to 6 weeks outside in any weather, and we often build in snow and rain. Once that's glued and jointed, then it's all sealed, and it's good. We've had like water literally pulled on there, brushed it off, and it's been absolutely fine. We're gluing it together with polyurethane, 5-minute wood glue as well, and they're fixing it down with just a 60mm screw. We don't use nails because your floor tends to creak. So that's it. So basically, what they'll do, 2 boards, they'll get a cut down there, which John is cutting now. The off-cut of that board will then go to the far side and so on. And then we'll just floor across. So, give it a good line of glue. And then we'll get it in, knock it in, make sure it's nice and straight with the other one. Oh, sorry, John. Make sure it's nice and straight with the other one. Give it a tap in. We good?
No, it's way it come back. Yep, to me.
And the floor itself, you can see we're overhanging the shoe there, so when the wall sits on there, the OSB on the wall will fly past the shoe and won't impede on that. So that's it, your 4x3, that's treated. 4x2, that's treated as well. You've got your 100mm PIR inside that. You've got your 22mm Lager flooring on there, which is screwed and glued, and that'll give us our base. And like I say, if it pisses it down, it's not a problem because we can have 6 weeks of rain on that and it won't be an issue at all. I just thought it. So there's your 6x3. It's absolutely massive. There'll be a metre, well, maybe a metre and a half. Customer's not quite decided yet, but there'll be a storeroom there with a side entrance door there. There'll be bifolds that'll either drive that way or that way. So I showed you how to do the base, showed you a few times, but if you're new to this, that's the rod system. Dave, you might want to have a little walk in now and have a look. It's foolproof, it's millimetre proof as well, it's millimetre perfect as well, and it's really easy to do, and it never ever lets us down. So that's your base. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in the camper van, I'll be back on that tomorrow at some point, hopefully drop a video down this weekend. So please like and subscribe, and probably going to try and organise another mega raffle very shortly as well. Thank you.